The Toxic Father. In 1853, a lady named Mary Ann Pope married a man named John Richard Cook. They lived together in Clewer, Windsor, had a happy marriage, and had 4 daughters together. Unfortunately, later on in their lives, John turned to alcohol, which led to large debts and eventually bankruptcy.
In July 1864, Mary tragically passed away during the birth of their 5th daughter. This is when John's life took more of a downward spiral. The little money he had was controlled by the local vicar, Reverend John Blunt, to ensure the money was spent on necessities, not alcohol. On the 2nd of October 1864, the neighbours had not seen John or the girls all weekend and alerted Constable George Lovell. After receiving the call, Lovell went to the cook's cottage, peered in the window, and saw children laying on a mattress which was placed on the floor.
He broke into the window and came across a half-gallon of blood in a bucket, along with a razor covered with blood and hair. He saw 3 of the girls laying on the mattress, 2-year-old Louisa Elizabeth, 4-year-old Eugenie, and 5-year-old Agnes Josephine. Sadly, they were all dead. Lovell went upstairs, and in the first room he found 9-year-old Mary Ann on a bed with a cut across her throat and black marks around her mouth. She was still breathing.
In the next room, he found John, who had a gouge in his throat. 6-year-old Adelaide was laying next to him with a bandage around her neck. Lovell had found 3 bottles, which he assumed had poison in them. Suddenly, John woke up and gasped wearily at Lovell and said, "For God's sake, give me some water, Lovell. I'm famishing with thirst." Lovell called for his colleague, Inspector Reese, and the local surgeon, Dr. Pearl. As soon as they arrived, John began vomiting black liquid. Inspector Reese had a look around the room and found a bottle of sulfuric acid and a basin of tea. He questioned John, who admitted to taking the poison, and that Mary Ann had given the tea to the other girls. He did not admit to making her do so.
Dr. Pearl took Adelaide, Mary Ann, and John to the Windsor Infirmary. They managed to save Adelaide. John was beyond saving and died around 7 p.m. that day. Mary Ann unfortunately died 3 days later from the after effects of the poison. Adelaide ended up living in an orphan asylum in Beddington. 10 years later, she resided back in Windsor with her uncle John Arthur. Upon further investigation of the cottage, they found letters under John's pillow that stated his intention to poison his children and then destroy himself. Another letter was addressed to the vicar, which stated that the spirit of John's dead wife would visit him every night, asking him to join her with the children. She would tell him not to be afraid and that the vicar would allow for him to be buried next to her and the children.
On the 7th of October 1864, the children were laid to rest in a single grave close to their mother at St. Andrew's Church. Despite what John had wrote in his letter, he was buried at the opposite end of the graveyard.
This story intrigued us, so we headed over to St. Andrew's Church in Clewer, Windsor. We wanted to investigate the deaths of the Cook family. The following is what we captured. We're currently at St. Andrew's Church in Windsor. We're here to make contact with the Cook family.
Is anyone here with us right now? We're looking for the Cook family. Is anyone from the Cook family here?
If you are from the Cook family, can you give us your first name?
Adelaide?
Did you hear that?
Maybe. Heard Adelaide again.
Did you?
Adelaide, what happened to you? You were the one that survived, right? Poison?
Do you recall what happened to you and your sisters? If anybody is here with us that knows what happened to the Cook family in 1864, could you come forward and give us a name?
Mary?
I heard that, loud and clear.
Holy fuck.
What happened to Mary?
How did Mary die?
We heard that John Cook did some unspeakable things to his daughters. Could you help us out and tell us what he did?
What did he poison them with, do you know? Did he make them drink the tea? We heard a Mary Ann earlier. Are you here with us now? Mary Ann, if you are with us today, is it true that you visited your husband from the afterlife?
Did you hear yes?
I did.
I don't think I've ever heard that noise from this episode.
No.
What else did John do to his daughters? We've read that John poisoned his daughters, but what else did he do?
He tried to strangle them? We're standing by the light if you want to come towards us.
John Richard Cook, are you here with us right now? If you are, what did you do to your daughters? And why?
That's weird.
That's super weird. John Richard Cook, are you here with us right now? If you are, what did you do to your daughters and why?
What about your family? Where did you want to take them?
Are you mad that they buried you on the other side of the cemetery?
Nope.
Do you feel betrayed? How did your wife die, John?
Mary Ann, are you here with us?
We're trying to speak to Mary Ann Cook. Are you here with us?
Agnes?
Sound like Agnes. Agnes, if you are here with us, can you let us know what happened to you and your sisters?
I had my sisters.
Yes, your sisters. What happened to you and your sisters? What did your father do to you?
Did he make you drink the tea?
Due to many of the tombstones being weathered and unreadable, we couldn't find the exact location of the graves for the Cook family. We decided to move to another section of the graveyard to see if we could pick up any different names and answers.
Who's here with us right now? We're looking for anyone from the Cook family. If anybody with the Cook family is with us, can you give us your name? There's a story about a father killing four of his 5 daughters. Could you give us any of the names of the daughters, please? Can you give us the father's name? Is John Cook here with us right now? We're looking for John Richard Cook. Are you here with us?
We can hold on.
What happened to the Cook family girls?
Why did he kill them?
What was the name of the poison used?
It's awful. Can you tell us the name of the vicar?
What was that?
This is anything?
Oh, yeah.
So you making that noise? Very wondering. Left. What is that noise?
I'm assuming somebody walking by.
Can we get any names from the Cook family?
We know that you're all buried here.
We weren't getting many answers from the spirit box in this location. However, we were hearing a lot of strange noises elsewhere. We figured it was probably people walking outside of the graveyard. However, just in case we were hearing a spirit, we decided to turn off the spirit box and see if we could capture any EVPs. Is anyone here with us right now? Can you give us your name? Is anyone here with us? Is there anything you'd like to tell us? Can you give us a name?
Right here, we captured an EVP, which we think says, straight down here. We will play it again now, and then again with the volume boosted.
Can you give us a sign? Is there anyone from the Cook family here? Do you want to ask anything?
If anybody is here with us, could you give us your name right now, please?
Do you hear that? Is that you making that noise? Can you make another noise? If you could speak into our camera, we can see what you said to us later. I heard something over there. Is that you making these noises? Do you want back to the car then?
Yeah, let's go.